Hello random people on the internet, my name is Banana, and today we are talking about the mayor elections. The mayor elections are a brand new event that was added in the community update for Hypixel Skyblock, and it is probably the most complicated event that we've gotten to date, and there is a lot to go over here, so I'm just going to get right into it. The basics of it: every single year we're going to vote for a new mayor of Skyblock. It's really easy. I mean, you go here, you vote, you pick whichever one you want, and then bada bing, bada boom. But they're all gonna have their own very cool perks. So some of the perks are more basic. Like, you look at something like right now, Barry, who is one of the candidates, has a 15% enchanting and alchemy XP boost. And that's gonna be good, obviously, but some of these are going to have, like, insane changes for the game. They're gonna be just huge updates that we haven't seen stuff like it before. So there are going to be 8 candidates, and then there are 3 special candidates. We don't know anything about the special candidates right now, but we know the names of all 8 of the normal ones, and some of them are, like 5 of them are here right now. So there's Barry the Wizard, Cole the Miner, we got Paul the Dungeon Explorer, we got Diana the Mythological Pet Carrier, and then we have Marina the Fish Bitch. I'm just kidding, that's not her name, it's the Fisher Woman. And the 3 that we don't have here are Aatrox, which is Maddox's brother-in-law, we have Foxy the Event Girl, and Diaz the Economist. So all of them have their own little themes. As I said, Marina, fishing, Diana, mythology, Paul is dungeons, mining, you know, etc, etc. So all of these sort of events, or the NPCs, I mean, all of the NPCs that are in the game are going to have their own set of 3 perks. So when they are in for their first election, like right now, it's obviously the first election going on, they all are only going to have 1 perk, but every returning candidate will end up gaining another perk. So let's say Diana came back for the next mayor election, which I don't believe she would, because I think that she just sits here. I'm pretty sure once someone is voted in, they can't be voted in twice in a row, but Diana would have a bonus perk. Or if Marina doesn't win and Marina is back in the next election, she will have another perk. And I think that the coolest perks are from Marina and Diana. As I said, there are obviously the ones like the one that Barry has, where you get 15% more enchanting XP, and there's the one that Cole has where you get mining minions working 25% faster. But Diana has the cool perk of mythological ritual. Mayor Diana will sell the Griffin Pet, which lets you find mythological creatures and tons of unique items. So when I say tons of unique items, I mean tons of unique items. If I go to the bazaar, just the bazaar alone is going to have basically 3 new materials. It's actually like 4 if you look at the menu, but one is just an enchanted version of the Ancient Claw. So you got the Griffin Feather, the Daedalus Stick, and the Ancient Claw that turns into the Enchanted Ancient Claw. So all of these are going to be things that you can only find once you have the Griffin Pet, which you can only get once you vote in Diana. Now, what will this craft, you may be asking? Well, if you go in your recipe book and then you look at your combat recipes, last page here, you can see there is a lot, not even just the last page, second to last page, there's a lot of stuff. So I think the first thing is the Zog Anvil. This is really cool. It's going to be pretty cheap, I would assume. I think that you're going to be able to get this pretty easily, but it's going to drop from mythological monsters, and then you're going to be able to get like this little item, and that item is going to upgrade different pet items. So like the pet items that you currently buy over at Zog will all have their own little upgrades to the game. If you look in the recipe book again, I'll show you. You know, you got gold claws, which is just better iron claws, reinforced scales, bigger teeth, serrated claws, all skills super boost. These are all going to be really good, and they're going to be crafted with the Zog Anvil, which is crafted with ancient claws and griffin wings. You got the Beastmaster crest, which is a accessory. So these are going to be just upgrades of the same accessory over and over, and it's going to give you more pet XP based on how many mythological creatures you've slain. You got the Daedalus Axe, which was leaked to us, which is going to give you damage per taming level and coins on monster kills, so it's just a better raider axe. You got the Ancestral Spade, which lets you uncover griffin burrows, which hold treasures and dangers, and it only works when the mythological ritual is active. You got the Sword of Revelations, which is basically just a Slayer sword. It's like the Reaper Falchion, but for literally just like these random creatures. It's going to be for the mythological creatures. And then you have just upgrades for your Griffin Pet. There's so many things that are going to be gained while you like vote in Diana, and that's why Diana is just kicking ass right now. Diana is destroying because she gives the best perks as far as we can tell right now. As long as people don't really want to fish, that will be it. But if you are a fisher person, fisherman, fisherwoman, I'm not discriminatory here, it's really good if you vote Marina. Marina has the perk where she's going to start a fishing festival on the first 3 days of each month. And that means each Skyblock month, so pretty much every 10 hours, real time, you're going to get 1 hour of fishing with this event active. And when this event is active, you can catch sharks. Now, what can sharks make you? What can they get you? Well, if we go to our fishing recipes, we go to our last page here, you can see we have a bunch of new things. For one, shark bait. Shark bait is going to give you a chance to catch sharks during the fishing festival. It's, I mean, really simple. You craft it with shark fins, and apparently they're dropped during the fishing festival. So you'd assume that they are at least mildly common, or this bait is not meant to be had by that many people. But the main thing that sharks are going to give you is these insane armor pieces. You can see there's the shark scale armor, and that's going to be upgraded sponge armor. Who would have thought that sponge armor would be the one to get upgraded? But I mean, you can see that base stats on sponge armor, everyone has said sponge armor is at least okay. It gives really good defense, but it didn't give much health. This thing gives more defense, and it gives the same amount of defense that it gives in health. So you're going to get a lot of different stuff. And you get a full set bonus called Reflect, where you're going to have sharp scales reflecting 15% of damage onto the attacker. And this armor is going to just be the best fishing set by far, because, I mean, Diver's armor gives the 2% sea creature chance, but this thing gives 2.5. So you're going to get 10% sea creature chance just for having this full set on. And you can also get a new rod from fishing. So you can see that this armor is crafted with enchanted shark fins and the sponge helmet, but this rod is not only going to be enchanted shark fins, it's also going to have great white shark teeth. So you can assume that this will be the rare drop from the shark, and it's going to craft the Rod of the Sea, which is just an upgraded Rod of Legends. So pretty much they're taking fishing and just upgrading it multiple times. You're going to have better armor, better rods, and they already upped the XP by 35% for fishing. So it's going to be really nice. This rod gives 1% more sea creature chance. It gives the same amount of damage, and it increases the fishing speed by 5% more over the Rod of Legends. So it is the new best rod in the game. It's going to be epic for people to get, and I mean, you can reforge this to where it's mythic and you can get more stats on it. It's just going to be a really good rod, and you're only going to be able to get it when the Marina event is active. So these mayors are going to have some pretty big changes on the game. There are some other perks that are like known because the admins posted about them on the forums, and I'm going to talk to you guys about those ones right now. Aatrox's two perks that we know are slashed pricing, which makes starting Slayer quests half the price that it normally is, and it's going to have Slayer XP buff, which is going to give 25% more Slayer XP. So that's just going to be awesome for anyone grinding Slayers. If you want to get to like level 9, level 7, level 8, any Slayer XP, it's going to be useful because you're going to be doing it for cheaper and you're going to be getting more XP. And he still does have another perk. We don't know that one. Cole, who is currently active with the 25% speed boost on mining minions, is going to have an event called National Mining Month, which is going to start an event in early autumn where you get 2 times mining XP, 2 times drops, and unique loot. Only active on public islands. So that unique loot from the mining event is actually going to be an armor set, I believe, and that's going to be the mineral armor and the mineral talisman. These are both new things that were added, and you can see you get it from just getting refined minerals and putting it on hardened diamond, and that's going to make each piece of this armor grant the ability to automatically mine 2 extra nearby blocks while mining with a, quote, very short cooldown. So this is pretty much just nuking, but legal. I think that would be the best way to put it, and you can only get this set while the National Mining Month is active, so Cole will get voted in eventually if people do want to level up their mining. And then Diaz, who is not here, has the perks More Interest, which makes you gain 25% more bank interests. That's going to be really good for anyone with a max bank, 125,000 more coins on top of their 500k that they already get. And then it's going to have the shopping spree. And then it's going to have the shopping spree perk, which increases daily NPC buy limit by 10 times. So you're going to be able to buy 6,400 of each of the items from NPCs, which is good for anyone who wants to flip, anyone who just wants to buy stuff from the NPC for some reason. You can do that there. And yeah, those are all of the perks that we know of for the mayor elections. The mayor elections are for sure going to be a really interesting event in Skyblock because, I mean, you're going to have people who have paid a bit of money being able to vote a few more times, because if you didn't know, leveling your fame, which is done by spending gems or by spending bits, is going to give you more election votes. A person who is just one rank above me, sure, it's going to be like 3 times as much XP, but they get 50 election votes just for voting once. I personally get 25 election votes right now. I will obviously get it higher up eventually. I'm just sort of broke IRL right now, so I need to get more money. But all of these different voting things and just everything about it is really awesome for the community, because I mean, you really get to decide as a community what you want to focus, who you want to vote in, and it's going to be really cool seeing once these events get a tiny bit closer, because right now everyone's voting Diana because they want the new pet, they want the new mythology stuff, but eventually I imagine it'll even out, especially once the more perks come on like the different NPCs. So that's pretty much going to be it when it comes to the mayor election event. I can't wait to see the future ones. I'm surprised that it's actually every Skyblock year. I thought that we'd have to wait a lot longer than just 1 year for these NPCs. And I'm really, really looking forward to seeing what the special mayors are actually going to be. So if you do want to see those in the future, and if you want to see more content on the new community update, definitely go down below. Press that sub button. I'd really appreciate it. And that is going to be all for this video. I will talk to you guys in the next one. Peace out.